Swole Benji here. Today I'm going to go over a very detailed Rapier, Musket, DPS, PvE, and PvP build guide. Now, the great thing about this build guide is these items are easily obtainable. They don't require any crafting. You don't have to do any kind of crazy dungeon crawling. You can get all of this completely solo within a reasonable amount of time. And it is one of the most powerful 1v1 PvP specs out there. It is amazing for hunting animals and just killing mobs in general. It also is one of the fastest ways in the game to travel on foot, which there are no mounts currently in the game, and using this build will make you faster than anyone else in the whole game. And for PvP, it is the only spec in the entire game that can catch people running away. That is a huge problem in PvP. You see someone flagged up, you start attacking, they just run away from you, and you never catch them. This build will allow you to catch anyone and kill them, and in a 1v1 situation, or even a small group fight, you are very hard to kill, and you will deal insane amounts of damage. So let's get right into it, okay? First off, I want to go over the stats, okay? So, actually, let's go over the items, and then I will talk about the stats. So for the items, you're going to be using the light armor PvP set that you get from the faction vendor at level 60. When you unlock the final rank, you will go for the Adjudicator light set, and then you will use your faction tokens to convert it to Dexterity and Constitution. All 5 items, and of course, you can socket them with whatever you want. I recommend Onyxes, so that you have physical damage reduction, because not many mobs in the game use spells, and most spells in this game are damage over time and not high burst like physical attacks are. Alright, for the weapon, you're going to be using the Rapier, which is from the faction vendor reward. And for the weapon, for the musket, you will also use the faction vendor gun, but in this case, I'm using something slightly better, a crafted weapon that has vicious and empowering shooter stance. But regardless, it still has 25 dexterity, same as the PvP faction vendor weapon. Alright, so, and for those who don't know, this is a faction vendor. You go and talk to them, and when you hit level 60 and get the max rank, you go to buy rewards, you click your last rank here. Here's the weapon you would use, and then you would use the light armors. You can see here this says light glove, that means it's a light armor. Now the reason why you're using this armor set is as follows, okay? So not only does it give you refreshing, which reduces the maximum cooldowns of all of your abilities, and let me just give you a real quick example. People think this is bugged, it is not bugged, and here is why. So you'll see that my flesh has a cooldown of 14 seconds. Okay, so now when I take everything off, alright, just real quick, right, you'll notice that the tooltip, and what a handsome guy. Alright, the tooltip is now 16.2 seconds, so this saves you 2.2 seconds on cooldowns, but I also have other items I'm going to go over that lower our cooldowns as well. Now, the only way you can improve the weapon is if you have Keen, Enchanted, and, what is it called? Refreshing Move. That's the only way you can improve this weapon other than having a higher gear score for higher base damage, but the base damage is not very much. And the only real way you can improve the musket here is with some Headshot, Vorpal, Rogue, Backstab, and Vicious. But in PvP, you will be using a different gun, and I'm going to talk about that in just a little bit, but I want to finish talking about the itemization on your armor. Alright, Resilient has been fixed. It used to be bugged and reduce all damage, but now it only reduces critical hits, and a lot of people gear for critical attacks, okay? So this still is extremely helpful. There's not really much improvement you can do on the armor other than higher gear score with more stats. But essentially, you're using light armor for the damage, and mostly for the mobility, okay? This game plays more like a Dark Souls game than some World of Warcraft RPG. You want the light roll, and you want to be able to do light roll dashes into the light rolls into fleshes, and it allows you to chase people and escape, and I will talk more about this this secondary weapon here that you would switch to in just a bit, but I want to talk about now the accessories. The first one is the Bale Crystal, okay? The only thing here that we really care about is the plus 20 dexterity and the refreshing. Everything else is just kind of extra. You don't have to get this. You could just go to the market and buy at least a plus 20 dexterity amulet and one with a refreshing on it. But to get the Bale Crystal for completely free, all you got to do is you go over here to Well, hold on. Is it? Yeah, it's Brightwood. You go to Brightwood, you take Alchemist Shrine, and then you go right in here. And I've made a video about this on my channel. There is a boss right here. He respawns every 1 minute. If you don't have any luck gear, all you got to do is kill this guy for 1 hour, and he will drop the Bale Crystal. Very easy to get, very simple. The next one I want to talk about is the Bitterroot Trinket. Again, this is just an earring with some cool mods on it, okay? You don't have to use this, but it's easy to get, and it's free. Okay, plus 18 dexterity. Get an earring with at least plus 18 dexterity on it. The great thing is it has refreshing, but it also has duplicating and purifying toast. Purifying toast is basically your PvP trinket of sorts. You chug a regeneration potion. Let me show you the cool thing about regeneration potions. I'm going to drink one right now. It does not put your healing potion on cooldown. So now this gives you a heal over time. It works as a cleanse. It debuffs you. If someone roots you, stuns you, anything like that, you chug this potion. Well, you can't chug it while you're stunned, obviously. But if you know a stun's coming, you can chug it, and then the effect will hit, and it will unstun you, and you could roll out of danger. If you're on fire, you can chug that, and you will put the fires out. If you're slowed by frost, you can get out of the frost. It's amazing. This is why you want to use purifying toast. Duplicating toast just sometimes gives you a free potion. It's really nice to have. And it has damage reduction, or physical damage reduction, which is really nice. So to get the Bitterroot Trinket, this one's a little bit more hard. You're going to go up here to the very bottom of Morningdale. It's easier to go here. You go to Reekwater, and there's the Shrine of Sisyphos, okay? Once you go here, you go northwest, and there is a wolf cavern cave called Fang Snap's Den. This wolf respawns every 6 minutes. With full luck gear, I spent 5 hours here, and it finally dropped. There is another place that it also drops, but I don't have data. You go up here to Morningdale to this fast travel shrine called Ram's Respite. Then you go down here to Snarltooth's Lair, another wolf. And you can kill him, and it will also drop, but I did not do this one because there's not a lot of stuff to farm around here. So I spent 5 hours killing this wolf every 6 minutes. Basically, I just watched Dune the movie while I sat in the cave and killed him every time he respawned. But I also would run around, just kind of around here, getting hemp and other resources. Just farm this enough. It's really good earring. It's super good. But you can just go buy one with at least 18 dex and refreshing on it. Now, finally, for the ring, I'm going to talk about the ring for a sec. I'm going to have to show you a website because I was a doofus and I deleted it. All right. So, this item is called Blessing of the Earth. It has plus 20 dexterity and it has refreshing on it. Now, you get this from a quest reward from the main story quest, Ixia's Blessing, which you just do the recipe for plant food. Everyone has to do this in the main story quest at some point, and you'll be doing this around level 60. And that is how you get this basic ring, but there are better rings, okay? You want to have at least plus 18 dexterity or plus 18 intelligence on your ring, and I'm going to explain why later. But I have this ring here. It has plus 22 intelligence. It has leeching and keen awareness. Keen awareness is amazing for the rapier. All right, it's all right for the musket. You don't really need it, but leeching is okay too. It's not the greatest mod to have. You would really want refreshing. I did not have refreshing, but leeching, keen awareness, and refreshing would be the top choices with at least plus, like I said, plus 18 dex or intelligence. That's all that matters, okay? So, finally, let's talk about the weapon swap. Now, this is for PvP. This is if you're fighting someone and they're running away, or you see someone and you want to catch them. This is called Captain Patricia's Rifle. You don't have to use this, okay, but it's the easiest one to get. All the other weapons that have the mod Crippling Powder Burn on it are very hard to get, and the stats are all wonky, okay? You can always craft your own, but the crafting materials are ultra rare. There's only 2 in the market that I've ever seen on any server, and to hit all the right stat mods, it's insane. But this one is you're just swapping to this to slow someone for 5 seconds with Crippling Powder Burn, okay? So what you do, before I put this on and show you it, I'm going to talk about stats. Here's how you want to make your stats look, and I will show you why, okay? You want 261 dexterity. If you have all the gear like I do, you will be able to hit this. That's the greatest thing about this build, is you should be able to have the same stats that I do because you will have the same or similar or even better items. They're easily to get. They're very easy to get. So 261 dex, and I'm going to explain that little 1. And then 104 intelligence. I'm going to explain the 4, okay? And then 50 constitution. 50 constitution gives you 20% better potions. 100 intelligence gives you 10% crit hit damage, and then 200 and at least 50 dex gives you the bonus crit on stunned, slowed, or rooted. Now, when you're using the rapier, you will be stunning. When you're using your musket, you will be slowing. All right, and if someone decides to get trapped by your musket, they are now rooted. So this is a mandatory one. And then, of course, backstab or headshot damage. Dodges cost less stamina. That's for your travel time. Thrust damage, that's bullets, and the rapier is a stab weapon, and then, of course, chance to crit. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. So let's talk about the stat swap real quick, okay? Look at my stats down here, 261 dex and 104 int. So when I put on this weapon instead of my other musket, I go down to 250 dex, okay? So I still get to keep all the bonuses. And that's pretty much why you want to have that, that 261, okay? That's pretty much it for the itemization of weapons. Let me show you where you get Captain Patricia's rifle. This weapon drops all the time. It's very easy to get. I think I spent 10 minutes farming her to get it. So you go all the way up here to the border of Great Cleave. You're going to go to Brightwood Village, the settlement, and you're going to go north. And right when you hit the border to Great Cleave, she is located like right here. Okay, so the way it works is you're going to walk through the middle here, and you're going to go up the stairs to the left. Then you're going to go up some more stairs, and then she's just right here on top of the wall. And she's very easy to kill. She's like a level 40 regular mob. Maybe she's a silver mob, I forget. But you just go here, you kill her, she drops a rifle, you now have your slowing weapon. So if you're chasing someone, and here's how you chase. Okay, you dodge roll while you sheath and unsheath your weapon. You just spam that button. And then after you do one dodge roll, you're going to do a dash forward, and then you're going to immediately do another roll. And I kind of messed it up there, alright? Because you have so much cooldown reduction on, you get your dodge back all the time. So it looks like this. Alright, so dodge, 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 and then flesh. Now, the great thing about flesh, too, is if you're just out in the open world, and it's a little hard to demonstrate, but when you kill something, you will get your flesh cooldown back. So if there's like a little bunny rabbit hopping along the ground, it's basically a speed boost. It's like a little, like, here's a turkey up ahead, right? I'm just gonna run up here, and you just spam your buttons. You don't have to think about it. So I can flesh, turkey. It did not die. Okay, well, that was really embarrassing, guys. I'm not gonna kill the turkey yet. We're gonna wait 7 more seconds and do this again. But you can chase anything. You chase any creature. Okay, but essentially, just doing this, and every time you use the rapier dodge, you get some more stamina. So this really increases your travel speed. So we're gonna flesh, kill the turkey, and then flesh again. And we've just doubled our. Look how far we all are already. And then yeah, you can even you can just chain against turkeys and rabbits when you're in the open world. It's insane. This is the fastest way to move, and even then, if you want to be lazy and just do dodge rolls, you can switch to the musket, and you can constantly keep a 10% run speed buff always on you all the time. This is another lazy way to play. You can even switch to this, do your flashes, right, do your dodges, and then switch back to your musket if you really want to try hard. And again, guys, this is the fastest way in the game to move. So now that we've covered that, I want to cover your masteries, okay? You obviously want to have level 20 weapon mastery, but here's what it looks like, okay? So this is both for PvE and PvP, alright? You're going to want powder burn with shooter stance, only the first perk, or the first little talent under it, and traps, okay? You don't need sticky bomb. That's stupid. It's a really slow casting attack. You don't need a second thing to load into your weapon because you're only going to be loading powder burn. This is the highest damage bullet you can load into your gun, and this is combined with Patricia's rifle, how you will slow players down and catch up to them. They will never be able to escape you. Alright, shooter stance is just a PvE thing, or if you just want to play as a sniper in a war, or, be a backline fighter, this lets you shoot faster, essentially, right? And then trapper is, what you do is when you're fighting someone with the rapier, and then you use your riposte and you stun them, right after you stun them, you swap, drop traps, take a step back, and then you just start blasting into their head while they're trapped the entire time. And all of your perks and all of your add-ons and all of your weapon masteries will add up to deal tons of damage. So let's take a look. This one, 3 headshots, you get a free bullet. This is more damage on headshot. This is damage does not go away when you're far away. I'm not going to read all these to you. Just hit the print screen, pause the video if you want to see the talents. These are the best ones for both PvE and PvP. Very simple, alright? So now we go to the Rapier, and it's very simple on this one too. You just pick these first two, and then you max out everything on this side except for 10 more damage when your health is full, because in wars and in PvP you're never going to have full health. And then you don't need stamina on hit. You just don't, because you're going to be getting stamina back from doing your evades, hitting the enemy, and just playing the game regularly. It's pretty much a crappy perk compared to this one, which gives you 10% more damage when your stamina is below 40%. Oh, I didn't talk about gems. I like to use Gambit just for general damage, but you could also, if you like to PvE more than PvP, you can use the gem that gives you 30% additional damage to targets below 30% life. And the reason for that is, say you're hunting a big animal, you're going to shoot him in the head and he's going to charge you. And then when the animal gets close, you're going to dash through them and then stab them in the back, and that stab is going to deal a buttload of damage with that gem. But, you know, for PvP, you can't always get someone that low and expect them to charge you. They usually run away. That's when you pop out the Patricia rifle, slow them down with the powder burn. You can even preload this into your weapon, by the way, and then swap to it and just blast them anytime you want, okay? It'll stay loaded in that gun. And you slow them down, you do your charges, you do your rolls, you do your flashes, you get close to them. You can even reload another bullet and slow them again if you want. And then you just finish them off because they'll be panicked. I mean, they're already running away. Alright, so that's pretty much the build. This build is amazing for skinning animals because you get so many good perks for skinning too. Skinning speed, haste after skinning, you get decreased weight of skins, skinning speed again, yield of skinning. The last perk, it just gives you ammo sometimes, and if you roll, you crit. But my crit is already insanely high. It's like, I got, what, 10% from the weapon, 10% from the ring, and then the base weapon here is a 5%, so that's 25, and then you get more crit percent from your tree. I don't remember exactly on the Rapier if you get more crit percent, but 25% crit when you're attacking all these times, and if you're attacking from behind, which you just dash through them and then stab them in the back, you dash, you can animation cancel, you can evade cancel, and to evade cancel with the Rapier, you do 3 slashes, so 1, 2, 3, dash forward. Well, I failed that. You dash forward on the third, and then you can do 3 again. Alright, and then because you're hitting them, you will be able to get your attacks back, so 1, 2, 3, dash, 1, 2, 3, and then when you do a dash, you also get more power on your first attack. All of this just enables you to just destroy people. If anyone ever tries to melee you, you riposte, and then you stun them, and then you trap them, and then you blast them. Also, if they try to run away, you flesh them, you stab them, you can evade forward, you can roll towards them, you can roll away from them if they do anything. If they grab well, you flesh out. If they grab well and you don't have flesh, you drop a trap, the little axe user hits the trap, he's now stunned, and then you just flesh out, you can evade behind them. I know it sounds complicated to play the Rapier, but it's one of the simplest weapons once you've played with it for a couple hours. It's really good, guys. These items are all easy to get. You just do your PvP missions to get your entire armor set and weapon set done. The amulet here, you farm a boss for 1 hour with no luck gear. If you have luck gear, it's going to be 20 minutes. The hardest thing to get is this darned earring. That's 5 hours with a full luck gear. I had bad luck. Maybe you might have better luck. Or just get a plus 18 dexterity or intelligence earring with refreshing, okay? And then you won't have a cleanse. For potions, I have the regeneration for the cleanse, and then I have 2 heals. If you want to be really cheeky in PvP, you can use one of the potions that gives you a ton of damage reduction for like 30 seconds against physical attacks. That one is so unfair to use against people. And then, of course, just a health food. You could also stack health foods and just have all of these be health foods, and then just run away and dash away and then eat 3 health foods and a regeneration potion, and you'll be back to full health immediately. Like, it's really stupid, right? But yeah, that's pretty much it. This build is super good for running ahead of players and stealing resources. It's great for chasing down players. It's one of the best builds in the game for hunting animals, killing mobs solo, not killing corrupted, like, portal mobs or anything like that. I have a separate build on my channel for that if that interests you, okay? I make a video every single day about New World. Please subscribe. 81% of you are not subscribed. Also, if you like the video and leave a comment, if you do both, it is an algorithm cheat code, and it is worth double the algorithm points. So it really helps out. Guys, I appreciate you watching this. I will see you in tomorrow's video. Take care. Again, I appreciate it.